Hey folks, it's Alien Day today, 426. I just want to share my opinion on my favourite horror film, Alien 1979. The film is set on a space freighter known as the Nostromo, which is heading towards Earth full of precious ore. The crew is woken up from a hypersleep due to a distress signal from the moon called LV-426. They send out a search team to inspect the moon, where they find an alien ship, an alien corpse with a hole in its chest, and a chamber full of alien eggs. Now, a crew member called Kane decides to investigate one of the eggs. However, unbeknownst to him, there's actually a live alien inside one, where it pops out and attaches itself to his face. Kane is then having to be evacuated onto the Nostromo, where the crew try and fail to remove the facehugger, which then releases another alien from Kane's corpse, which decides to hunt down the rest of the crew. H.R. Giger really hit it out of the park with this Xenomorph design. Part organism, part machine. I mean, you can look at these concept arts right now. It's just like a work of art, to be honest, and it's still scary at the same time. Not even the Xenomorph itself is a threat. The whole life cycle of itself is a threat, even from the egg, where it just dispenses that facehugger just popping out, where it just strangles the victim and suffocates them so that they have to open their mouth, so that then it impregnates them with a parasite, and that parasite just sits there and lingers inside their chest until that scary moment where the chestburster just comes out. I mean, that's just stuff of nightmares. I used to play Alien 3 on the Mega Drive when I was a weein', and I wasn't very good at the game, where I always get the game over due to failing to rescue all the prisoners. This got to me so much that I used to get nightmares of this cutscene, where every time I would see the chestbusters come out of the prisoners, I seen a blue Yoda just staring at me and judging me, which really scared me and creeped me out. Yeah, that didn't affect me. That chestbuster scene is the scariest and most iconic horror scenes I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, you just see Kane just wake up and starts acting like normal at the dinner table, to then just instantly starts writhing in pain and screaming in the top of his lungs as the Xenomorph is about to burst through his chest. I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I was still terrified of what I was seeing. And the thing that I really liked about that scene was the actors themselves did not know what was going to happen. That's genuine fear from the actor's face when that chestbuster reveals itself. I mean, that's just pure cinema. One of my biggest gripes about horror films is just how poorly written the main characters are, where the writers try and make them vulnerable by making the most stupid and illogical decisions ever. And I get really infuriated so much that I hope the monster just kills them all off, and that we can get better characters in the second half of the film. Not in the Alien film. No, I think Ridley Scott writes them pretty well. You can see them debate as they learn a bit more about the Xenomorph. You can see them trying to find better strategies, sometimes through the most harshest lessons, where they just witness one of their best friends die in front of them. And I genuinely want them to win and succeed because of this. And I would like to thank Ridley Scott for creating Ripley. I mean, she is one of my favourite characters of all time. I think Sigourney Weaver just hits it right out of the park. Like, when she's on her own, I really want her to succeed. Like, just the way she just makes this strong but vulnerable character, fighting against all odds, trying to sneak out to this escape pod, getting away from this horror. I think why it holds up today, I think part of it's down to the atmosphere and the practical effects. But the problem with CGI sometimes is that you can tell the actors don't really know what they're looking at, so their reactions aren't really that natural. Nostromo itself is a character where just the environment is so cold. It's a workplace, but it's not home, and it's not exactly safe as well. And it actually becomes a hindrance towards the protagonist, where the Xenomorph could be behind any vent, any hole, any corner. You can actually feel that paranoia from the crew themselves, because whenever that alien just pops out, it's death. That's it. It doesn't screw around. It just kills them instantly. And what? what he's looking at. One of the many genius ideas that Ridley Scott had was how you barely see the Xenomorph throughout the film. And that's something a lot of many horror filmmakers make, is they overexpose the monster. And overexposure creates familiarity, and familiarity kills fear. And that's something that us humans are scared of. It's the unknown, it's the unfamiliar that frightens us. The sound design and the set design is just absolute perfection. I mean, if there's something about late 1970s and 80s futuristic technology, it just, to me, it's timeless. And I gotta say, that final scene where Ripley has to escape when the Strowman go into the escape pod, I mean, the whole tension with that, like, I genuinely thought that she wasn't going to make it. Just the way how they build it, where she's trying to find that escape pod while at the same time trying to avoid the Xenomorph. I could glaze over Alien all day, but I'd be really interested in what you guys have got to say about this film. What's your favourite moments? What's the most iconic scenes for you? If you're interested in any more of my sci-fi breakdowns, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. And who knows, maybe I'll do a breakdown on Aliens too, or the absolute mess that was Prometheus.